Hi everybody, welcome to my art journal watch along video. Today the theme is tea love and it's January, so still I'm working with acrylics only. So the weather today is gray and rainy and cold, like this typical winter weather that we have around here, and usually I really like to snuggle up in a blanket and read a book and drink 1 to 15 cups of tea if I have leisure time. So I made that my subject of this week's art journal. Now I started off with light ochre, also called yellow ochre, and a bit of mixing white to make the background. Now I didn't use a really clean brush, thus I do have a bit of Prussian blue in there, but I don't mind, it just helps a bit with the interest in the background. And I'm covering pretty much the whole page with these two colors, and on the lower half I just go in with some burnt sienna and have a reddish brown tone seeping in there. This layer will complete my background. It's fairly simple and a very clean though rustic looking page. So since I'm not using mixed media this month, but acrylics only, I'm kind of limited to painting and not layering as much as I would maybe do with, I don't know, book pages or other embellishments on the page. It's way more painting than collaging when it comes to not using mixed media, but one medium only, in this case, acrylics. So I just finished my background, and I didn't use a lot of paint, but really tried to spread the paint. And on this paper, it worked really nicely. Again, it's a mixed media journal that I'm using here, so the paper is usable for many kinds of media. It can hold a lot of water, but it also has quite the fiber in there. You can feel it. It almost feels like a mixture of a watercolor paper and a pastel paper or drawing paper, and it also works nicely with acrylics. So I really like the paper, and I know my medium works fine on it. So once I had my background completed, I went on drawing in the cup. Now I used mixing white, a bit of Prussian blue, and that burnt sienna, just to have a very like, I don't know, ceramic kind of feel or look to the cup there. It's supposed to be modern from the shape, but the feel is very old, like those old farmer places that you have wherever in the world that have a kind of ceramic use. It's almost like terracotta, like I don't know what the English word is. Missing the word. Yay, again. But it's more stoneware than fine china, and I wanted to bring that kind of feel across when it came to the sort of cup that I was using here. For the inside of my cup, I'm using a bit of mixing white and a tiny bit of Prussian blue mixed with burnt sienna, which makes a gray. And I mixed that with the mixing white to have the inside of the cup, and took the pure gray for the rim. Now I'm shading both sides of the cup with the gray color, just to help along the putting depth into the painting and making the cup kind of round looking. For the handle, again, I used that same gray and a bit of mixing white, nothing fancy there. Again, the shape is rather modern, but the medium, the material, seems old. I don't want to say ancient, but old and cozy and homemade kind of. It's not the fine china that you find in, I don't know, any kind of a store. So for grounding my cup, I just shaded a bit of, I don't know, a table or just some place that it sits. But I don't really draw in a full table or a full, I don't know, a tray or something. I just shade underneath and I go full scale left to right on the page to make it look like a table, but then not really giving you the hint. I'm also using a bit of black with that gray just to tone it down even more, shading the area underneath the cup even more. Once I had that done with a fine round brush, I draw in my tea bag, or the the part of it that is not inside the cup. So I used mixing white again and a bit of that gray to make the paper that says what kind of a tea it is. But I'm not gonna have a word on there. I will change it up a bit just to transport a bit how much I love this cozy, snuggly kind of winter feeling when you really just snuggle up on a couch, have a blanket, a cup of tea, and a very good book. And you have some leisure time to spend at least an hour or two to just immerse yourself in a fantasy story in a book and drink lovely tea with it and just snuggle up and be cozy and just feeling good, you know? That's all the page is about here. So with a very fine line of mixing white, I'm drawing in the yarn that holds the paper to the tea bag, which is already stewing in the cup. And I didn't draw any steam coming from the cup. I just didn't feel like it. I thought it would maybe overwhelm or take away from the focal point. And the focal point I'm going to put on once this whole painting is dry. Now I used my blow dryer just to speed things up. And with a warm red, I'm drawing a heart onto that little paper piece on the tea bag. And that's the focal point. So I didn't want to take away from that with any steam that comes from the teacup. So I didn't put it in there at all. So I'm just, outlining the heart, coloring it in with the pure warm red. I think it's a carmine red, but I'm not really sure what it's called because I don't care. I just have two reds. One is cold, one is warm red. Then I went in with mixing white and then mixed those two layers together. The red was still wet, so I could really just dab the mixing white in and give the right-hand side of the heart a bit of a highlight there. And then I'm just signing my page, and that's that. That's a comfy leisure time, winter, gray weather outside, kind of rainy page that I did here. I hope you enjoyed watching along. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. Also, if you feel like it, watch any of those videos or give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and if you haven't already, subscribe. Bye.